Good Friday morning, East Tennessee. Congratulations. You made it to the weekend, and Friday is here all day long. It is actually 6:40. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of Captain AccuWeather. I don't see a whole lot going on the radar. In fact, Insta-Dry suddenly has gotten dry across the area. I can't find a raindrop anywhere. Maybe we might have had a sprinkle, potentially overnight, which we could look over the last couple of hours. You could probably see not a whole lot. But the ultimate Doppler radar presented by Insta-Dry, foundation repair, basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation. They can even help you with hail damage. Check them out, instadry.com. They have over 30 years experience in the area, and they're locally owned and operated. But not a whole lot of sprinkle activity here. Maybe if you look, oh, there I see a drop. Do you see it? You have to really squint. Look toward Jellicoe. Looked between Jellicoe and La Follette. Something moved there. It was green. I saw some sprinkles. That's about, you mean that's about all we're going to see for a while? Yeah, probably. We could be, I mean, let's think about this. This could be a long stretch of dry air. While all the tropics heat up, we could be talking about dry air between now and a week from tomorrow. You mean we might have to wait until like the 26th of August before we get some rain? It's possible. Oh, now I suddenly got your attention. You're like, oh, I'm going to tune the weather out. There's nothing more to see. I'm going to talk about Hurricane Hillary in the Pacific. If you have family out west, all that's come up here in mere moments, so hang with me. But there's not a lot to see outside of the four walls of Tennessee. Sure, there's some storminess north of New York City, but that's a far cry from here. Visibility has been reduced where you see some gray areas in some spots, potentially southeast Kentucky, parts of the Smokies, but really not a big factor. Sevierville showing visibility down to 3 miles. We have a temperature right now at the airport of 69 degrees. Did you say 69? Yeah, 69. Now, it's not necessarily all that warm northeast, because look at Johnson City. They're at 63, but they're 73. 10 degrees warmer in Memphis at this particular hour here on a Friday morning. But let's get closer in. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. I do have noticed that the Athens McMinn Airport has been down since the 14th of August. I'm sure it'll come back soon, but I can interpolate based on the coloring of the map where they're likely in the mid-60s there. Jonesville about 65, but La Follette is checking in at 72 degrees. Oh, well, what were you expecting this morning? I was expecting about 66, and that's what Sevierville has reached, and that's what Wartburg has reached. But Crossville, good morning to you. You're in the lower 60s. Interesting to see, but I'd love to know what you are seeing this morning. By the way, I'm not only on Facebook right now, but I'm streaming live on YouTube as well. So if you're on YouTube, let me know. Facebook, I got a note from Fred, says, good morning, David. Everyone have a safe and blessed weekend. Carrie writes a note. She says, good Friday morning. Everyone have a blessed and safe and blessed weekend. She's got the sunshine and the heart. You've got both going on there. And as we look over towards, say, YouTube, got 5 people watching. Maybe making a habit. Maybe if you like YouTube, let me know. Leave me a comment. I will be happy to share your YouTube comment here on our YouTube Live and our Facebook Live at the same exact time. It is 6:43. My goal, as I do these, typically Tuesday through Fridays, we'll see temperatures climbing into the mid-80s this afternoon. But my goal at 6:43 is to be done at the top of the hour. You can watch this at any time during the morning, afternoon, or even the next day if you so choose. Dew point temperatures, 63. It's not that humid. I know what some of you are going to say. Oh, it doesn't feel as good as it did a couple of days ago. Oh, but it's not that bad. I mean, Norristown is high at 68, but Knoxville, McGee-Tyson, 63. So you're kind of in that sweet spot that you would expect. This is kind of on the lower side of the scale. If we were near 70, sure, you'd say maybe it's a little more humid. And we're going to track this humidity, come and go. Look at midday today, where you see some green from Memphis to Huntsville. Might be where the humidity is slightly higher. But then it really pulls back this afternoon and tonight. Tonight is going to be refreshingly cool. You like that expression? Say it with me. Refreshingly cool. Because you're going to have probably some Friday night events, maybe some Friday night plans with your spouse, and whatever you're doing, or with the kids, grandkids, whatever you're doing, you're going to say, it feels pretty good out here. Humidity is going to go way down when you wake up tomorrow morning. Look where it went. By 8 a.m. Saturday, it's south of Huntsville. It's technically south of Birmingham. And there's really no humidity in Atlanta. That's a shocker. So if you're anywhere in East Tennessee by tomorrow morning and temperatures are in the upper 50s to near 60 tomorrow morning, you're going to say, I thought it was supposed to get hot and humid. It will, like by Sunday. So this is just a flash in the pan. So I'm going to really hit that 2 words hard. Refreshingly cool tonight, tomorrow morning, because watch what happens for the rest of the weekend. There's 5 p.m. Saturday, and then it pulls back Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon it's back. And it stays with us most of next week as the green oozes all across the screen. Boy, that's really sticky. Right, it's about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Monday night, and we're talking about a lot of humidity across the board. All right, wind speeds, 5 miles an hour. What do I expect today? Southwest to start, and you can see some of the red arrows coming up the Southern Valley. It may start off southwest, but by the end of the day, should be changing more of a northerly direction to drop the humidity. A couple of scattered clouds you can see illustrated here from the infrared satellite imagery. So we see some cloudiness, but again, to think of it as a bright sun, few clouds, and as they did see a sprinkle between Jellicoe and La Follette on the radar, a closer view. But most of it's now moved up north of, say, Pennsylvania and up toward New York City. So they will see more rain there. Meanwhile, allergies going to be rising. If they haven't already, have you felt the ragweed yet? If you are sensitive, kind of curious what your comment is. Oh, Wanda Poe says, good morning, David. How are the tropics doing? Oh, we've got a couple of things to talk about. Not only in the Atlantic, potentially, but also Hillary, who is a hurricane in the Pacific that could have a lot of rain for Las Vegas. Oh, I thought what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, maybe. We'll see what Hillary wants to do, or the remnants of Hillary this weekend. Wanda Poe says it's nice, cool in Newport. Thank you, Wanda. She left me a note, and now we have 6 people watching on YouTube. I love that. Coming back to Facebook, though, Marilyn Bell says, happy Friday, everyone. Enjoy your day and weekend. Love it. Multitasking with multiple platforms. If you are an allergy sufferer, this is the saddest part of the forecast. The ragweed is only going to go higher. I suspect it's going to be very high today, tomorrow, and Sunday. But once we get into a string of 90-degree days, it's going to be in fuego. It's going to be really on fire in multiple languages by the time we hit next week. So please, if you are an allergy sufferer, please know that's what's the issue. Ragweed, when it comes on strong late August, really sticks around, may even hit its highest point as we approach the Labor Day weekend and slightly beyond. As you can see historically, there can be overlaps, but trees typically come first, then grasses. It's ridiculous to talk about ragweed in March because it's the trees that respond to the warm, hot weather, the sudden surge of warm weather, I should say. But usually you have to wait until October 13th, October 17th. I'll have to look up the average first frost, but the frost is what's going to really give you some relief, and that's months away. All right, back to school. Many have been back for weeks now, but as we head back to the school bus forecast, you can see that we're going to find some high clouds, maybe some mid-level clouds, but still sunshine will dominate the sky. And today we'll go from 69 where we are now to 73 by 10, and by 2 o'clock, lots of sun, 81 degrees. I'm expecting these numbers to finish out the day. But that's a big difference. Look at 86 for Knoxville, but only 79 for Sevierville. Yes, yes, yes. So it might be vastly different. Sevierville could be cooler than, say, Crossville. I have Crossville at 80. Athens, 87. 83 Tellico Plains, and 83 in Wartburg. Maryville, Alcoa, about 85 degrees this afternoon. Good morning once again. I want to say hi. I mentioned Marilyn, Fred, and Carrie. And if you're on Facebook, let me know. We've got some other notes from Wanda Poe saying how cool it is in Newport. So this is my expectation. May not necessarily, yesterday, by the way, because I'm a note taker, yesterday we hit 84 degrees in Knoxville and 85 in Oak Ridge. Right? Normal high is 88. So technically, yesterday was another cooler than average day. And if the average high is still 88 today, which it is, 86 is still 2 degrees below average. Sunrise is in just a few minutes from now. I'll give it a big thumbs up because it's a Friday. Sunrise is at 6:57, and it'll be going down at 8:22 tonight. But the 2 words that come to mind tonight, refreshingly cool. Hey, honey, let's go out to dinner. The weather guy says it's going to be refreshingly cool. Yeah, it will be. Be nice and comfortable. All right, let's get to the tropics. This map has just suddenly been filled with color. Maybe the crayons, the colored pencils have come to life at the National Hurricane Center in Miami. As you can see now, we have one disturbance that has a 70% chance of becoming a named storm. Emily is the next name on the list. And then there's a 40% chance in Orange. And then a 20% chance west of that. And then the real interesting one is what could form in the Gulf of Mexico. That's gone to 30%. And this is the latest map from the Hurricane Center for 2 o'clock in the morning. So we've got Emily, Franklin, Gert, and Harold. 4 names That's assuming that all these storms come to life. I mean, you could assume the one that's at 70% will probably get the name Emily, but stranger things have been known to happen. And it really is, it's just a whoever becomes more developed first will likely get that moniker of those names. And I've mentioned a lot of going on. Now, how about Hurricane Hillary? Hillary is with one L, by the way, winds of 145 miles per hour. We are not, I repeat, not looking in the Atlantic. We're looking at the Pacific. And you say, why on earth would you show this? Because this is the national story, or soon will be. Maui has been the national story for days, if not multiple days and weeks. But look at this. Watch what happens with Hillary. Hillary's going to work its way north. So by this Saturday, tomorrow morning, it's going to be around 120 miles an hour. It might be a Cat 4 today, and then obviously it is, and then it moves towards, say, a Cat 3 by this time tomorrow morning. Eventually it works towards San Diego. Oh, but it weakens. So all the news about, oh, it's a major hurricane. Not when it reaches San Diego, it's not. It's barely a tropical storm based on this. But it's going to bring a lot of rain to desert-like areas. Not desert-like, it is a desert. Like Las Vegas. Las Vegas freaks out when it rains because I have a brother that lives there. So it's like turning on the wipers. What are you doing? They don't even know how to use the wipers. It's like driving in snow. That's how some folks view the rain in Vegas. I bet you probably didn't know that. But what happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas. It goes from San Diego to Vegas all the way up to Idaho. Ooh, and Oregon could have the remnants of Hillary as early as midnight Tuesday. So there's a lot going on, obviously, with the tropics, probably more so right now for the Pacific because it's been a lot more active during this strong El Nino season. And it's going to bring in quite a bit of rain, as you can see here. If you follow my legend, anything yellow is 2. Anything that's red is just under 6 inches. There will be probably 1, 3, maybe 5 inches of rain in parts of Nevada, Arizona, and maybe even towards San Diego or south toward Mexico. A lot of rain is still going to fall over there. And it's 6:52. I'm going to keep moving. As you can see, the dust is also part of the story for our friends in Florida. Dust that gets kicked up by the winds, the strong winds, will work its way toward Texas as well by the 23rd. And sometimes that dust can influence or inhibit some development in the tropics, but not always. 69 degrees. We have a wind that's light and variable at 5 miles per hour. Dew points low at 63. 000. I'm going to probably show this probably for days on end. It's like 000. Could you please give us some rain? Do you remember when it was raining like crazy earlier in the week? And even last week we had tornadoes on the Monday in West Knox County. Not that situation anymore. We have now moved into a whole new package, a whole new pattern that's going to linger for days. So the dryness is going to be moving into town and sticking here for a while. Average high 88. I'm expecting a high of 86. Will take all day to get there, but another beautiful day, much like yesterday and the day before. So if you're on the call, let me know. I see Wanda, she's left her notes on YouTube, and now we're up to, well, we're still at 5. We were at 6 earlier. Good to know. And Marilyn Bell's on here as well, so we're talking about Happy Friday with all the weather that's going on. How about the strong, the strong belief that rain will be coming in at a premium. They're not going to see any rain for a long time here in East Tennessee. Now, if you're camping this weekend, may I encourage you to maybe pack maybe a light jacket. You say, what are you talking about? Well, I talked about it being refreshingly cool, so maybe you want to have a fire. Maybe you want to bring your Go Big Orange tent if you're heading out there to the Smokies. But watch what happens. As if you're going camping tonight, look how much different temperatures are down below at Gatlinburg in the 70s by about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and over Gatlinburg about 74. But they're in the 60s. From Klingman's Dome to Chimney Tops to New Gap and Mount LeConte. And then later tonight, watch where they go. In fact, temperature's going to go all the way down into the 50s. It's going to feel cool. But notice the colors, much cooler depending on how high you ascend into the Smokies. If you're driving to Klingman's Dome, for example, you'll find temperatures overnight tonight down in the mid-50s. And eventually tomorrow morning, if you're up there, should still be in the mid-50s. So it's going to be very cool relative to where you might be if you're down here. But as you probably well know, weather up there is vastly. It's like its own little environment. But temperatures on Saturday afternoon will barely struggle to reach 70, while they're closer to the low 80s there in Gatlinburg. So I hope that helps give you some perspective. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I hope you'll do so. It's a great channel to have because one of the things, you get more notifications. I've had more people say, I'm on Facebook, I don't get your notifications anymore. Well, if you subscribe to me on multiple platforms, you'll have multiple ways to get some notifications when things happen. And believe me, they'll be happening soon in the tropics very soon. And as far as the names I mentioned, we have gone through Arlene, Brett, Cindy, and Don. But we have Emily, Franklin, Gert, as in Gertrude, and Harold. And that, yes, where's Hillary on this list? I don't see Hillary. Hillary is in the Pacific. So they have a whole different set of names for the Eastern Pacific, and each different body of water gets its own set of names. So that's why you don't see Hillary listed there. Now today we're in mid-August. It's technically the 18th. But as we approach September 10th, this is when we usually see things ramp up. And usually somebody will say, this isn't normal. Where do we get all these storms? They just came out of nowhere. Well, history teaches us this is what happens between the 20th of August and the 10th of September. Think about Katrina, late August. Think about Hurricane Andrew, 1992, late August. You could go down the list. Even Hugo was early September. But there are some opportunities where lead times are a lot less. You get less warning, is what I'm saying, if you're in the red areas, and that could be the Gulf of Mexico. That's why I wanted to really drive home the point. There is a 30% chance something forms in the next 7 days by the estimation of the Hurricane Center. All right, here are your headlines at 6:56. Warm sunshine today, much hotter next week, and dare I say, more humidity. That's going to translate to triple-digit heat indices. Triple-digit feels like 100, 105, probably 105 by the time we hit, say, Wednesday. Wednesday, I have us at 97. I mean, it's going to be insanely hot and something that's going to take a lot of getting used to. And some of you will say, I don't want to get used to that. All right, let's talk about severe weather. I've got 3 hot spots today, nowhere near Tennessee, I might add. But if you are someone with family in other parts of the country, between Billings and Great Falls, there could be some isolated severe storms. With, of course, Hillary approaching the south, there might even be some isolated severe storms in Phoenix, Tucson, Las Vegas today, and off to the far northeast into New England, Portland, Maine, Boston, Providence, even New York City could find some isolated severe storms today, but not us. Not a chance. Nothing to see here. In fact, by Saturday, any storms that form will be of the general variety. No severe weather expected across the lower 48 tomorrow, so it looks pretty good on Saturday. I got a note from Denise. She's on here. She's saying hi. I'm looking at Sunday here. Las Vegas. Again, this is probably more indicative of an approaching tropical storm by that point. But Sunday, there could be some severe weather from San Diego, essentially Phoenix and Las Vegas for the watching of the remnants of Hillary as she comes on shore in Mexico. But again, nothing going on here. Looks really nice on Sunday. But that is a transition point because we will be warming back up on Sunday. Got a note from Denise. She says, good morning. Loving this cool break. Oh, absolutely. And enjoy tonight. Tomorrow morning, if you're an early riser, you'll love your Saturday. A cup of coffee out on the porch. You'll love tomorrow, I think. Ed says, good morning. Have a great weekend. Glad to have Ed here. And as I mentioned on YouTube, I got another note from Wanda. She just told my ear doctor, when you said the ragweed would be good, but both of us would be glad when it's gone, probably in mid-October. It's not going to be going away anytime soon. It's only going to stick around for a little while longer. All right, it is 6:58. I might be a minute late, but here's where things go by 8 o'clock this morning. Maybe a few more sprinkles in the Smokies as you see a flash of green. But outside of that, high pressure slides across Ohio, the Ohio Valley, into West Virginia by tomorrow morning. We're down to the upper 50s to near 60. Tomorrow is just a slice of nice the way it starts. And by the time we finish Saturday, it should be about a degree warmer tomorrow at 87. So I said 86 today, 87 tomorrow, but then 92 on Sunday. So that's the change in the pattern as we head into Sunday, as we'll continue to warm things up and it gets a lot hotter and gradually more humid as we head toward time in that period of time. So the Futurecast looks pretty dry, obviously, from start to finish. Once we move into the Futurecast, I'll give you an idea where we are at noontime today. Making plans outside, 77 seems reasonable if you're in Knoxville, about 78 for Oak Ridge, and mid-70s for Jamestown, Crossville. By the end of the day, about 86. Some of you may not get out of the upper 70s. I'm looking at you in Oneida, La Follette, and notice the arrows. Where are they coming from? They're coming out of the north, northwest, some cases northeast. But I'll tell you what, these winds will drop the humidity in a big way tonight. Watch where we fall. Down past 11 o'clock, we're in the 60s. Waking up tomorrow morning, we're pretty close to 60 in Knoxville, but mid-50s. Ooh, mid-50s, Jamestown, Crossville, and we've already highlighted the Smokies. They're going to really be in the mid-50s overnight tonight, and a refreshingly cool start. It is 6:59. Tomorrow we make up about 87, but lots of sunshine. That will be the name of the game. Sunday morning, we should start the day around 64. That's my expectation. So for today, high of 86, sun, a few clouds, and warm. Winds might be southwest now or variable, and they'll change generally out of the north, northeast, and northwest throughout the afternoon, 3 to 8 miles per hour. It's 7 o'clock. Here I am at the forecast. I'm finishing up pretty close on time. 79 Sevierville, 80 Crossville, Kingston 86, Oak Ridge, Oliver Springs, and Clinton about 86 degrees. If you're really looking for heat, head southwest. Tupelo 92, Birmingham at 91, and a little bit cooler in the Tri-Cities today. They should reach about 79. But what about the fog tomorrow morning? Let's stop the clock. Let's go to Saturday morning. It's going to be cool and refreshing. There could be some pockets of fog, but I wouldn't say it characterizes everyone, but it's potentially there. Right into places like Cock County, Greene County, as the model would indicate, maybe even to South Knoxville, Maryville, and Vestal. We'll keep an eye on some patches of fog tomorrow morning, but I think all in all, it's a great looking day tomorrow for all your outdoor plans. All right, there are those two words again. I knew you'd pull that back out. Refreshingly cool. Ooh, da-da-da. Mostly clear. A little bit of patchy fog, but I'll tell you what, 60, I'll take it. Normal low is 68, by the way. 68. You mean we're going to be 8 degrees cooler than average? We are, and you're going to love it. Well, if you sleep through it, I can't help you there. But if you're up early, or if you're out very late tonight, I think you'll be delighted to see where we are. All right, how about these lows? Just savor these numbers. 54 in Oneida. Oh, that's a sweet spot. Middlesboro, 54 in the morning. 58, Morristown. Congratulations to you. I mean, I'm congratulating you before it even happens. 55, Crossville, Lake Tansy, Fairfield, Glade, Wartburg, Frozen Head State Park. You're not frozen just yet, but it's mid-50s. You feel like you're playing football today, or at least tonight, tomorrow. Anyway, 57 in Sevierville, 58 in Tellico Plains, and who knows, maybe there's some high school football going on tonight. Anyway, 7-day forecast, 86. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. We're going to go from 87 to 97 in just, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And then you're like, man, this is brutal. Man, winds are going to, first of all, winds are going to cool down. That complaint will be coming out pretty soon. And then when is it going to rain? Oh, my grass is turning brown. Might not be brown yet. We're still about 2 or 3 inches above normal for the month. But I will tell you this, once you get this going on for 7 days, and you have some cases keep on going, maybe a total of 10 days, 12 days without rain, there'll be a lot of folks who are clamoring for some rain. It probably may not be coming in all that fast. Good morning once again. I have finished pretty much on time, 7:02. Wanda says, have a good trip. Thank you very much, Wanda. And I got a note here from Darcy. Happy Friday. Glad to have Darcy here and very thankful that you are here with me. And by the way, as I had taken, my last trip was last Monday. I was in Louisville, in Blount County, with one of my premium members on Facebook named Christian Burns. He is a tennis pro. He works at Maryville High School. He does a fantastic job, and he has a lot of experience. And he wanted to show his support for Louisville. If you haven't seen some of the cool pictures I have posted, one of them is the dog park. This has gotten a lot of likes. A lot of folks have dogs. They have a dog park, one section for the small dogs, one other section for the bigger dogs. But the Louisville Dog Park is embedded in Beale Park. So if you're in Beale Park, you'll see lots of greenery, lots of rolling hills, and even water. They got a marina. Yes, this is all connected to like the airport, right? You hear the airport, half of it may be in Alcoa, the other half technically in Louisville for a mailing address. So you're really right in that area, and you may not have known. They've got water and lots of green pastures and all sorts of cool things and parks. So check it out. By the way, as my pictures would reveal, I've got about 80 pictures for Louisville and so many other towns like Oak Ridge, Kodak, Friendsville, White Pine, and Greenville. This is one of the many things we do as premium members. We vote and decide where I'm going next. So we'll have to still figure out what number 38 is. But Louisville, Blount County, is on my Facebook page, so check it out. And we'd love to, again, have you join us on the premium service. The numbers go back from October of last year. I started with Seymour, Bean Station, Oneida. Somebody said, you haven't been to my town. Well, maybe you can nominate our town. Join us on premium by going to CaptainAccurate.com. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.